Hi, I'm Kelly from the Corps team. In this episode, Louis and Florence share about there was a season when their son's choices really pushed the family to the edge, and how God began unfolding an unexpected plan in the middle of chaos. Now, let's watch.
Yeah, so I always warn him about not picking up smoking, but everything that I want him not to do, he will try. He is someone, when you tell him not to do something, he will always want to try. I remember before we shift to my mother-in-law house, it was my sister-in-law staying here with her husband. So we always have gathering here. So my brother-in-law, there were a few items in the house that are a little bit more fragile. So he always put a sticker, do not touch, do not touch, do not touch on those fragile items like the flower vase, the lamp, everything. Then we noticed any item that you stick a sticker on, he will go touch. So he is that kind of boy. He's that kind of boy. But he's always very sweet and he know how to manipulate me, especially. So I remember when he was very young, he was, you know how many years old? He could not write very well yet. And he wrote me a note saying, God bless you.
God bless you, but he cannot spell properly.
Yeah, it was supposed to be God bless you, but then he wrote God
Bless you. Blast. BLASS.
When I received the note, I laughed the whole day. Yeah, till now I still remember. The note is still with me. Yeah, so he's the kind of boy. Like I say, he bring me the most joy and the most. But I think I tears the most for this boy.
Yeah. So when he was like P6, actually I'm a full-time mother, so I bring him to school day in, day out, like faithfully send him to school, send him home. So, everything, everywhere he goes, his whereabouts is like our kind of like under my control and under my watch. But at the age of 12, he picked up smoking. It was mind-blowing to us. Where did he, pick up this smoking? So it was actually during one of their school in between recess time that opposite the school, there's a community club. And he just went over to get to know some older kids.
In the basketball court.
Yeah. And he picked up smoking because it's just opposite the school, and he was caught.
Yeah. And in the community club, there's actually this police post, or they call it the police center. So I was actually quite mad, and I even told the police, do you realize that there are some kids, underage kids smoking right under your nose, just behind the police post, and they just couldn't do anything. Obviously, so I was actually very concerned when he started picking up smoking. So I went to the police station. I wanted to make a police report. I wanted to use the authority to stop, but it didn't work.
Yes, God allow us to use our human ways. That's how good God is. He allow us, even we are sharing our challenges, not that everything is good. It's like we always use our own human way. God even allow us, even allow him. You try, use your human way until, okay, I got to let go. I just got to trust God. And that is the best way, because that is the only way to our total real freedom and a real way of handling. We are fighting this warfare. It's actually a spiritual warfare, you see. So with that, he got caning in the school. First caning in the school. How painful for parents, to know that your kids, like what I say, reward, but he got cane in the school. But we are so thankful. It was just indoor cane, and he had good relationship, private cane. He had good relation with the discipline master. So it was like, it wasn't that bad. So that was the beginning of downslope and challenges that we are facing with Kayan. So lo and behold, when he went to secondary school, that was when he was 13. He went to high school, He started coming home late. He started missing school. And there's even times when he don't come back home, right?
There were a few occasions where he didn't come back after over midnight. So we were very worried. So, but of course, in the Singapore police policy, it is only after 48 hours you can consider as a missing person. You make a police report. So we didn't make a police report, but I will go with Florence, driving our car, go around our estate looking for him. There were a few occasions. I don't know how and I don't know why. We just spotted him.
Yes. Okay, it was like, I told him, you just drive. And I, on my part, I would just pray, God, where is he? Where is he? And God is faithful. There's a few occasions that he was shocked because I remember there was one that he didn't come back until 3. How worried, right? Any parents would be. He's just barely 13. So we were driving and he was driving. I said, just drive. I prayed. And we spotted him, somewhere with older kids. He was shocked that we found out. Mommy, how did you find us? There was one, he almost didn't come back for almost 48, not even for almost hit 48 hours. Same thing. We were looking for him and we just spotted him at the area and he was like, wow, Mommy, Daddy, how did you find me? I said, it had to be God. So that was how difficult it is. It's easy, but when you are put on the spot, it's how worrisome without God. We could have gone crazy. And with him going on like that, not coming home, missing school, getting into issue, we even sent him, the school to get him checked up. Is there something wrong with him? We sent him for counseling, which he didn't want to go. We sent him for some check. Psychology said, oh, maybe, he's not grown yet. As he get older, he'll be better. Like say maybe they said maybe has some conduct disorder, So, but it's also during a period where he's so rebellious. And later on when we have friends, my missionary friends who actually deal with him personally, they find they have no issue with him with this disorder with complying, because the thing is they always pick the like what Louis said just now. Most of the teacher will pick the best, the worst part of him, but they never see the good part of him to encourage him. And this is our challenge, you see. If you can have a bit of patience with him and pick the best up to encourage him, well, he's able to comply. So with that, this is what we are facing day after day. And lo and behold, when things get really out of hand, when he's not coming home and missing school, and we are really at loss what to do. There's even times when two of us are thinking, worst come to worst, we maybe have to send him to boys' home. It's a home.
Yeah. Thank God we didn't. Even when we go to the police say it is not the best option, because in the boys' home you will mix with boys from the same group, so the influence will be even worse. So yeah, I thank God that we did not send him to boys' home.
Yeah, this was like one of the choices when there's no other choice. Like if it's totally out of hand, out of parental control, that's maybe one way to protect him. But of course, like what Louis said, it might not be the best choice, but God has a higher choice and better purpose. So with that, I have a missionary friend that we have been friends for many years. So they were all the way in the mission field in Chennai in India. So they knew Kayan well from young. In their preschool, the kids played together. And this is one of my good friends that we share a lot of things together. So I share with him about Kayan and to remember Kayan in prayer. So when I told my missionary friend about that, she was telling me, Florence, why don't you send Kayan over to India? It was like, what? India? How to send him to India? It's like, what means to go India? First, financially, it's not really that possible because during that period, my daughter is in university. My second one is in polytechnic, and financially, he's the only one working. To send Kayan all the way to India is going to cost a bomb. And how financially are we going to make it? So yes, it sounds good because it was mission school, and it was good, but we don't see anything good come out of it with whatever we are able to with financial. And even if we want to bring, he's already 14. Do you think he will want to go to India? So with that, I put it into prayer. So when I was asking my sister, they were also along praying with us. So what happened was my sister from Australia was telling me, why don't you actually shift over to my mom's house, which is where we are staying now? Then you can actually rent out your house. Then there's a sum of money. Maybe you can consider, and he can go to India. So wow, that was like, wow, another light that God has shown us. So had a discussion, my husband, myself. We had a family discussion with my 2 older children. It's not just for Kayan. I have another 2 older one to consider. It's a big issue that we have to shift house. We also have to consider for the 2 older kids as well. So we actually had a meeting with the 2 older kids and asked them and to tell them, is it okay if we were to shift over for the sake of Kayan? And we are so thankful the 2 older one, they agree upon it. And after working out our financial, and back then it was like Louis was just 55, and then he could take out a sum of money from his CPF. It's our Central Provident Fund money that he could draw out. So we work out amount of finance we could to last him for 6 years, and and it sounds workable. So with that, we start to ask my son Kayan if he's willing, and we didn't even just enroll. We said, why don't we just go there and take a look to see if you like that place?
So we decide to pay a visit to the school, and of course we go through the application of visa to India and a lot of administrative stuff. Finally we got it approved, and we make the trip in November.
October to November.
Bringing Kayan there to have a look at the school, because we want him to see the school and to agree to study there before we make the decision. So we brought him there.
Sometimes God's way forward looks nothing like we would have chosen. In the next episode, you will see what happened when this open door became a reality and how it began changing the course of their son's life. We will see you in the next episode.